Oh, how we doing? Tuesday afternoon out here on the front porch. Nice little breeze coming through. About 70 something degrees. Nothing too bad, nothing too hot. Man, it's been a hell of a week. Well, it's been more than a hell of a week. It's been like almost 2 weeks. Because for about a week and a half, I was sick as a dog. And everything that I had planned on trying to do and get done did not take place because, well, the type of illness I had basically kept me from doing a lot of things. Now, am I set back any? A teeny bit. Nothing too bad. Um, but for the most part, mostly everything's done. The only thing I gotta do is wait till that last frost in May before I can plant the rest of my things, and I'll be happy-go-lucky. Got me a Gatorade today. Now, I did something this afternoon kind of stupid. I mean, it's not like completely stupid, but it's slightly stupid. Well, I was in one of my local farm type stores. I was sitting there looking at this big old long box of them, and I was thinking, man, I can have some more on top of that. So it was 1 pound for $1.99. So I basically got me a 1 pound bag of onions, more onions to set. Now, I kind of mixed them up. These are yellow onions, red onions, and white onions, all mixed together. So basically it's going to be kind of like a luck of a draw, depending on what I plant. So, but I can smell them through the bag, man. They smell wonderful. They have that nice grand onion smell to them. Almost like when you go to a barn that has a bunch of ears of corn stuck in the side part of the barn. All them onions smell. And some of these actually have pretty good start on them. Of course, this one got broke because I put it in there kind of fungally, but it got a decent little start on it. And some of these others, they got some little small springers starting to form. So it is what it is. I figure there's probably 50, maybe 60-ish onions in here that I'll get to plant and have some more onions for us. Now, somebody I was talking to, because I told them how many onions I had planted already, and they're like, man, that's a lot of onions. I'm like, man, you have no clue. We go through onions like crazy. I'd say probably 10 pounds of onions a week is what we go through. Everything from just slicing them and eating them to, slicing them and frying them with potatoes, or, potato salad, egg salad, you name it. We fix all kinds of stuff with onions. And then again, this time of year when pickling starts, so pickled onions is really good too. Of course, I got a ton of potatoes growing, so that's going to be good for us. Now most potatoes I am growing are red potatoes, or new potatoes, or stew potatoes, or however you want to call it. But honestly and truthfully, to us, a potato is a potato, no matter what kind it is. You cook it and it goes down the same, it goes out the same, so potato is potato. Now, there are a few things that I was hoping to get done, like I was saying, that just didn't get done. But the thing of it is, there's no press time for some of the stuff that I was wanting to do. The main thing of it was, truthfully, was haul some scrap metal off. but you know, it's still sitting here. It hasn't gone anywhere. And actually, believe it or not, I've acquired a few more larger pieces, so that way when I do haul it off, I'll have me some extra weight in for them. So, you know, it'll give me a little bit extra jingle in the pocket to play with or put back or save, one of the three. But the only thing I really got to do probably here soon is, well, mow the yard a little bit. I've added an extra run area for my goats. I had some cattle fence laying around, and I was like, you know what? I know what I'm gonna do with it. So on the side yard over yonder, I fenced it up, you know, everything else, and cut a small hole in the fence on the other side, kind of like a little gable area. And that way they can come in there and graze on the side grass over here in the side yard where a lot of good weeds are at and everything else. And you know, what I plan on doing is probably midsummer, I'll cover in that little piece I cut a hole in and let the grass grow real nice and tall and thick and everything else. And then probably, I don't know, late summer, early fall, let them go in there and, you know, do a good little small grazing area. That way they can get all kinds of goodness and everything else. But two reasons why I did it that way is because with all their dungarees, of course it's like rabbit poop, it pelletizes all over the place. So that way when it rains, and I have some of the other plants I have down, I'm going to be putting down through here. It's going to be kind of like an easy, quick, easy fertilizer kind of thing. And, you know, no harm, no foul, so to say. The only issue I have right now is I have my elderberry bush over here, and it looks like a couple sections of it isn't going to regrow. So I gotta get me some snips and find out whether or not if it's actually dead or just stumped, so to say. But I have other parts of it, you know, it's new shoots are coming out and everything's looking good. So, you know, I don't know exactly how it's going to turn out, but you know, it'll keep doing what it's doing. I guess after this year, I need to start giving it a good prune. Like I said, it's about 20-something foot tall, so it kind of a pain in the ass to pick berries on, you know, especially when it's time to get berries from it. I got another plant over there. It's already about 3-ish foot tall. Of course, I don't expect nothing from it this year. The only thing I expect from that plant over there, the new one, is basically to grow as much as it can and, you know, do its own magic. I got another small one over here on the side porch. It's in the sun. It's growing pretty well. It's probably, I don't know, about that tall. I'm gonna let it get a little bit more bigger before I put it in the ground over there. I got 2 more blackberries and, well, 2 more blackberry plants. And what I'm going to do with those is I'm going to put them out here by the front area, by the main drive. And the reason for that is that way whenever they grow up crazy size, because I'm not going to cut them, I'm just going to let them grow up crazy height, and then let the tendrils hit the ground, so that way they can re-root in the ground and grow more plants, and that way eventually I can have like a hedgerow of blackberries. And you know, now it's one of those things that's kind of like instead of trying to find places in the yard to keep planting things, I'm just gonna take it out towards the end of the road, not really roadway, but driveway, and plant stuff out there. And I thought about putting some more stuff out here in the front part of my fence line. but I'm not for sure yet. Um, I still got to get me a few more things around the fence line out there to get cleaned up real good and cut some things out and add a few little extra here and there kind of things. Hopefully, I might not go to market this weekend. I might stay home and see if we can start doing some work on my back porch area, so to say. And if not, then we might see if we can get started on demolishing some of my master bathroom, get some stuff torn out and replaced and fixed, and see how all that goes. Should I go to market this weekend? Yeah, I probably should. Will I go to market? It's a coin toss right now. I really don't know. I could not. Hell, who knows? It is what it is. I know some of y'all are probably thinking, man, I haven't seen your ass in so long. It's crazy. And you're right. You haven't. Because for about 2 weeks, my computer was down because Junior got on there and messed with the graphics card and fried my graphics card. And I didn't know it was a graphics card. I thought it was something else, so I took it to a buddy of mine that does computer work. And he had it sent off, and the guy redone my system for Windows on it, and it works, but it's not what I'm used to. And of course, he replaced the graphics card in there, like he said. He goes, for basic internet use, it's great. He said, as far as for anything other than internet use, you'll have to upgrade your graphics card. He said, because this is like a basic, it's nothing fancy. And so, yeah. So for 2 weeks I had no computer. Then I was sick for about a week and a half. And yeah, it's been a hell of a mess. But the market started this past weekend. I went to market. It was a really shitty day, man. It rained like hell. It was cold as hell. I didn't take a whole lot with me. I took like about 3 or 4 of each thing, and that was about it. And I did okay. I didn't set the world on fire, but I did okay. And that's why I was like, maybe this weekend I might skip it. Then again, I might make a bunch of Italian pizza bread and take it with me up there, and take a few other things, because I stored everything in the side blazer over there. Since the blazer's down, I got that big old hatch area, seats folded down, all my stuff, my tables, my canopy, my bottles, my jars, everything's inside excuse me, inside there. So the only thing I gotta do is, if I do go to market this Sunday, pull up the other vehicle, raise the hatch back, drop the seats, pull shit up from one, put it in the other, and there you go. I'm ready to go to market. But then again, if I don't, it's one of those things. Thunder over Louisville's this weekend, which usually is a bad day for market too, because a lot of people in this area go up to Louisville for Thunder over Louisville. Not everybody, but a lot of people. And Thunder over Louisville is kind of like the big celebration before Derby Day. And they have like a massive air show, and it goes on for like 6 or 8 hours, maybe even longer than that. But it has like all kinds of military aircraft, vintage aircraft, helicopters, airplanes, biplanes, single engine planes, jet planes, military transport planes, you name it. And then occasionally you'll have, like, because since UPS is the main sponsors of it, they're going to have like one of their great big Boeing, I couldn't tell you what number it is, but it's the biggest plane Boeing makes for UPS. They're going to fly that thing through, and then on one of the bridges, they have it lined up with 105 howitzers, and I believe they fire before the fireworks kick off, or they fire after the fireworks are done. I can't remember, but they do one of the two. And but they have a fireworks show that goes on for like, I think it's like 45 minutes. And yeah, it's like, it spans a complete, one of the complete bridges that goes across the Ohio River from Kentucky to Indiana. And it's nothing but just, and then they got barges out in the Ohio River, massive amounts of barges with all kinds of mortars and everything else. So yeah, I mean, it's a expensive fireworks show. But, you know, it's just one of the things that goes on this time of year. And it draws a huge crowd. I'm talking a huge crowd. I've always wanted to go, and until I see the aftermath. A buddy of mine went one time. He goes periodically off and on, but he went one time. I think it was like the third or fourth year of them doing it, and when everything was said and done, and they left Waterfront Park in downtown Louisville, and they got back to his house, I think he said it took him like 5 hours to go like 55 miles. To me, it's not worth it. I'll sit my ass on the couch at home and watch it on TV. And of course everybody's like, well, yeah, but it's not the same, it's not the same. I'm like, yeah, but I can sit my ass on the couch, watch it on TV, never have to leave more than 6 feet from the fridge, and be just tickle pink. And, you know, then I don't have to worry about all the driving, you know, all the crowd and the driving back and accidents. And I mean, it's crazy. It is plumb crazy. Plus, it's in downtown Louisville. And I don't know how many times, I don't, if I've ever said it on here, but I could not tell you how many times I tell people I do not go to Louisville. The only time I go to Louisville is a funeral. Other than that, I don't go to Louisville. And yeah, it's just one of those things. Now, I will go on the outskirts of Louisville, like around Valley Station, because technically it's technically it is Louisville, but it's not the downtown Louisville. It's not, you know, all the mayhem and everything else what most of the Louisville area consists of. It's like the outskirts of it, and I can stay on 31, and you know, if once I get to a certain area, I know my limit, and that's about as far as I go. So basically, when 31, right before 31 goes under 265, yeah, that's as far as I go. 265 is my limit. Anything farther than that, I don't go. It don't happen. Sorry about your luck. But at least on 31, that's where a lot of the gun shops are. And there's a place I don't even know if it's even business anymore, but it used to be called Biff's Gun World, BIFFS Gun World. They have a building that's probably, I don't know, 60 to 80 foot long, 30, 35 foot wide. And it is crammed from wall to wall, floor to ceiling, nothing but rifles. Everything from musket type flintlocks all the way up to like M14s. You name it, it's in there. Pistols out the ass, ammunition out the ass, and that's usually where I go to. He is a little bit higher in some places around town, but he has a lot more vintage, what I like, and you know, I love the surplus rifles because, you know, they're made for a purpose. They're made to be abused. They're made to get roughhoused. They're made to get scratched up. You know, I remember a while back, one of the guys I knew, he was like, "Why is it every time you buy a rifle, you buy a surplus rifle? Why don't you buy like a 270 or something like that?" And I said, because a surplus rifle will do the same thing as any new modern gun, and if I drop it and it gets scratched up, it's a surplus rifle. I'm not worried about it, you know, versus going out and spending, say, 800 plus on a rifle, and if as soon as you drop it, it's scratched up, and there's a big old gash or a mark in it or something like that, then you feel like shit. You spend $100 to $300 on a surplus rifle, and it gets a ding in it. It just adds to the other dings it already has. So, you know, you're not out nothing. As I say, it's like a beauty mark. So it is what it is. But I was gonna buy a few gun parts and pieces and build another one this year, but I don't know. I don't have the oomph and I guess the urge to do it. I'd just rather buy it and be done with it and put it back in the thing and shoot it when I need it. But I don't know. I might change my mind between now and fall, but I highly doubt it. Because I've been trying to find me a 9130 or an M44 because they shoot the 7.62 by 54R, which is the same in the Russian version. It's the same thing as a 308 almost, and I wanted something like that to go maybe like deer hunting with or something like that. And because I got a 22 that I use for plinking and playing with, and you know, if I had to shoot some squirrel or bullfrogs or rabbit or something like that, you know, I can do that all day long and with no issues. But I was thinking about going out to the farm this year for deer season, since I have 50 acres of the farm, even though it has not been divided up yet. Since it has been divided up, nobody knows whose is what and where's whose, and so I figured I'd go down there and sit out in the wide ass open and wait for Bambi to come by so I can put a hole in them. I know some of y'all are probably like, oh my God, that's horrible. Well, you shouldn't say that. But you know, meat's meat. You know, I'm not fond of deer meat, but you know, the way the food prices are still going around here, you know, you gotta do something to offset everything. I'm going to this weekend to get my fishing license. I should have done it like a month ago, but I didn't. Which is no big deal, because I would much rather go fishing in this kind of weather now than I would, say, when it was like 35, 40 degrees. Now, granted, crappie was biting really good a few weeks ago, and I could have gone crappie fishing, but you know, don't get me wrong, crappie is some good eating fish. But I would still much rather go on days like this where, you know, it's mild, nothing major. And we know where a lot of good fishing holes are, so that's not an issue. And then on top of it, I got to get a fishing license for Junior, since he's as of the age for the state of Kentucky to require a fishing license. So I figure I'll get one this weekend. He'll get one. If the lady wants to get one, she can get one. Restock some stuff in the tackle box, and probably sometime in early May, we're going to hit the water. Now, there's a place down the road from us. It's called Otter Creek Park, and there's a lot of trout in there. And I am gonna get a trout stamp, because if we go there and I catch some trout, and as long as they are within legal length, I'm gonna keep them, because you can't get anything better than fresh trout from the fresh water. And then if I can get some striper and rock bass, or bass, and any kind of bass in general, as long as it's within the legal length, I'm gonna keep it. And there's a lot of guys I know around here, they go catfishing, and don't get me wrong, catfish is good, but I'd much rather have a good white meat that doesn't taste like mud. And of course, a lot of people around here, they go catfishing because catfish has a hell of a fight and everything else. But honestly and truthfully, I can do some panfish, like bluegill and sunfish or something like that. That's, you know, they're panfish. You know, that's basically all they're good for. Fry it up, put it on a piece of bread, and make you a sandwich. Easy peasy. But I've been battling places around town. Everybody raised their prices of egg cartons now. They're no longer 50 cents a carton. They're $1 a carton now. And even at 50 cents, I was kind of on the judgmental fence on it, but I was still buying because, you know, I could still make my money off the cartons from selling the eggs. Now, since a single carton is $1 now, actually $1.05. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna order them off Amazon. It'll be cheaper, it'll be easier, and because I know I can get a stack of them blank cartons that are recycled paper, cardboard. I can get 100 of them for like 20 bucks, 20, 30 bucks. And, you know, way cheaper than buying a single carton for $1.05. It just ain't gonna happen. Neighbor's rooster down here checking his girlfriends that he can't get to because they're inside of a cage. But it is what it is. I don't mind them because, well, all my roosters either disappeared or somebody shot them. So, because all the roosters I ever had were really annoying. They crow like all the time. This one crows periodically, but he doesn't crow like what mine used to. But I guess I need to shut up and go out here and plant me some blackberries on the side edge of the driveway area, and see about getting some more onions in the ground. I showed my wife what I did, and she just kind of fluttered her eyes like how many more damn onions do you need? And I was like, well, I need a lot, because we go through a lot. And what we don't go through, I'll take to market and sell them for 50 cents an onion. And if they're really big, I'll sell them for $1 an onion. And I know I'll make some of the other people there upset and mad, but you know, it is what it is. So y'all keep your nose clean and your powder dry, and everything should be okay. And if it isn't okay, blame it on Monday. Or you can blame it on Joe Biden. I blame everything on him now. So y'all have a great day, and before this weekend, chances are you will probably see me again doing something stupid, probably. More likely. Catch you later.